this musical show called The Greatest Showman. And they were so upset at the fact that I did a entire video about coffee drinks that I feel like it's only fair that now I do their favorite musical and judge it incredibly harshly. So today, I am ranking all of the songs from that musical, The Greatest Showman. Maybe it's one of your favorites, maybe it's your least favorite, maybe you think it's the best musical it's been made in years, maybe you think it's the worst. Either way, we'll find out how I feel about this, because this movie, I think, was excellent. I thought it was great. Sure, no one really talks about it anymore, but I really do feel like this was one of the best shows, one of the best musicals on, like, essentially just one of the best musicals set to film that I've ever seen. And the fact that it's all original, the fact that it was, like, it was great. There is so much about the show that is really, really special. And so I wanted to go as in order as I could. So we're going to do it up. We're going to see what happens. We're going to see how this goes. So to start off with, this is the greatest show. Is that prophetic? Is that them declaring themselves fantastic? How do I feel about it? I feel like it's solid. I feel like it's a solid opener. This comes on, I'm usually pretty satisfied. I am happy with this result. I really enjoy this music song. I think that it's great. I think it's a really good opener. They set the theme of the show really well. I've really enjoyed how it goes. I've never had any issues with it. So this is the greatest show as an opener is excellent. There's also the, I think it's Panic at the Disco that does the cover of it. It's great. Yeah, this is the greatest show that sets themselves up really, really nicely. They do a really good job of presenting it. They do a really good job of filling it with music and show and boisterousness, and it's just big and over the top, and it's fantastic. So this is the greatest show is really good. Like, it's really good. But is it the best? No. A Million Dreams. A Million Dreams is freaking great. I actually think it's better than This is the Greatest Show. I'm more likely to listen to this song than I am to This is the Greatest Show. Simply because I feel like A Million Dreams sets up so much of the story so effortlessly. And they managed to go through the different eras leading up to the main movie very quickly and very succinctly, and everything flows really well together. The song is beautiful. It made me cry the first time I watched it, like, twice before it even got to the main story, just because of this damn song. And it's really good. The whole thing is really nice. They display it really well. They have a really good show. Like, there's nothing about this particular song that I don't like. So, yeah, I think that it's really good. Now, I feel the same way about the reprise that I do in every reprise, and that's that it's never as good. Every reprise I feel like will automatically be a little lower simply because it's not as good as, yes, it's a repeat, which is just like, oh, I like how they're carrying that theme through to another song. But I always feel like a reprise is never going to be as impactful as the original. It's the same with Wicked. It's the same with any musical show I've ever seen. The first song will be the hallmark. That will be the bass that they have to hit. The second song will be slightly inferior when it gets repeated. That's just, diminishing returns. It's just the nature of the beast. Is it really well done? Yes. Is it the best? No. But we're going to go through that. Come Alive. This is the song when he's recruiting everybody. Again, very solid. I feel like Come Alive was done really well. I feel like one of the things I really like about this movie is the visual storytelling in it is quite excellent. And even if you're not a fan, if you feel like it goes through too fast through many different elements, yeah, that's fair. Do I think this is any resemblance to the actual P.T. Barnum? No, in my mind, this is completely based off of a fictional character. So I don't feel like I have to justify the fact that he was just a crappy, crappy human. So, crappy human aside, with that being forgiven out the gate, is Come Alive the best song on the album? No. Is it solid? Yes. One of my major issues with the show, just in general, it's not really a major issue, it's just kind of something that I noticed with it. This show does a lot of... The songs feel very much like songs. Sure, it's all diegetic, where it's all kind of coming through in the show itself. But it feels like everything is paused for a musical number. The one exception to that, I feel, is The Other Side, which I think is the second strongest piece in the show. What I mean by that is that the way that they interact together on screen, I feel like that entire sequence is so strong because they are actively working off of each other, and the whole thing is unfolding at the same time in a very, very interesting way. Now, this show, just the music in it is written absolutely excellently. So I don't have any complaints about any of the songs, save for one. But overall, like, The Other Side is probably, I think, the best show within the show. It is the thing that encapsulates the problem, the solution. They work through it. It's all very much integrated into the song and the dancing and the movement. And this is the one part that I felt like the most like a musical number, which was really good. The other song I think that does that really well, very coincidentally, is Rewrite the Stars, which I feel like is probably the best song in this whole thing. No, second best. Second best. And what I liked about it is that they play really well together. I loved the cinematography of it. It's just beautiful. They do a lot of really interesting things with it. The way that it dances around itself, and they have the whole acrobatic scene. It's just great. They do a really good job on it, and so you can't deny that. This is gonna upset some people. This Is Me is good. It's really good. Keala Settle, I think, is wonderful as a performer. I know everyone who sees her falls in love with her. She does a great job in this show. Is this the best song in the show? No, I don't think so. I think it's solid. I think it's a high A. And the reason why is that within the world of the movie, I don't think that this song works as well as I want it to. I feel like this song works really well as an idea, they present the story, they present the characters, but it doesn't really fit in the terms of the story. The song itself is excellent, but in terms of the story, they come out and they're saying, this is me, I'm going to show myself off, but then they don't really play a part in the rest of the film. So they have this big, beautiful number after they've just been crapped on, and then they're just like, oh, I guess this is me, it's okay to be like, it's okay to be less than. I'm just like, oh, I don't like the message of the song within the context of the movie. But I do love the song. I think it's very good. Now, keep in mind, everything here that's B and above, I would consider to be probably like upper echelon Stephen Sondheim levels of like excellent music. Now, is it the best? No, but we'll get to that in a second. We have Never Enough. Never Enough was probably one of my favorite songs in the album. I would keep that very, very high as well. I really like Never Enough. I think that her voice is beautiful. I think they do a really good job on it. It is a bit of a slower song. There's not a lot to it, but in terms of how it's presented and what they do with it, I think they do a really good job. So, Never Enough I would put very high. Now, how do I feel about the reprise? I feel the same way I do about the other reprise. It's fine. It works well enough. It's fine. No. Now, the contentious song I know is Tightrope, and I love Michelle Williams. I think that she's wonderful as an actor. I've never been able to get behind this album as much as I want, this song as much as I wanted to. I feel like it's the reject song. It's the song that everyone skips given the chance. Do I think it's amazing? No. Do I think it's good? It's fine. It's serviceable. It does what it does, and it works as well as it can. But it's not a song that I'm going to go back to on repeat and listen to over and over and over again. So, I don't know. I'll get behind it one day, but that day isn't today. From now on, the finale song is another song that is fine. I would consider it above Come Alive. And what I like about this song, or what I like about this particular ending, they wrap everything up really well. Again, in terms of the movie, they don't really do a good job. I think that the movie itself is great. The music is really good. The performances are great. It's very, very big and boisterous. My only issue comes from the fact that I feel like it relies on the attraction show and the people in that who are supposed to be like this big family, but that's never really fully explored or set up properly. You don't really feel like Barnum cares for them even though they all care for him and he just kind of uses them. In that way, it is very much like P.T. Barnum, so I'll give them credit there. But in terms of how it comes across, it does come across to me a little hollow, where it's just like, oh, and now suddenly we're best friends. Now, I will say, performances in this movie across the board are fantastic. They are all very talented. They all do really, really great work with what they're doing. I just feel like overall, Tightrope is a bit of a letdown, but everything else I feel fairly confident in where this lays. How do you feel? What do you think? What is the consensus on these songs and the music? So, I guess we'll find out tomorrow, and I'm looking forward to hearing what you have to say. All right, until next time, I'll see you soon.